Oh, we back, we live. What's going on? You watch Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. I'm your host, Jules DJ. Follow me at Yo Jules DJ Instagram. Welcome back to another episode of Who Do You Got? The show where we take two hip-hop giants, put them in a round-for-round basis to answer the overall question, who do you got? I'm joined by a bunch of my brothers that are all experts in the hip-hop topic.
Ooh,
and claim that we know everything about it. Because that's who we are, just a bunch of arrogant guys who do that. Started this channel and we said, fuck it, our opinion matters. So going around the room first, we're gonna get the first opinion of the night. Actually, before we go around the room, my bad, I wanna basically say, don't forget to follow us every Monday night on Twitch TV at Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Follow us on Instagram, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. We do this every Monday night live. Like I say, we do the Who Do You Got series, take two hip-hop giants, put them together, have sort of a versus style battle within a bunch of, within a room full of DJs and hip hop heads, and we kind of decide who's in charge of what. This week we got a real special battle going on. It's a legendary battle that actually took place. Most of the time we talk about these what if battles. What if we put this person? What if we put that group? This battle actually took place with two legendary crews out of the East Coast, and we're talking about D-Block versus Rockefeller, State's Property. Let's give it up. Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. We're going to go around the room one time real quick. My man, DJ Scan, representing Queens, New York. Scan, what's going on?
Yo, what's going on, man?
So I know we're going to get into it, fully, but we like to go around the room one time to introduce everybody and get a quick who do you got? Who do you got, bro?
Off rip, D-Block.
Moving on now to the DMV, my Virginia area. My man, DJ Hobo in the building representing.
Yes.
Hobo is good.
What's up? What's good? What's poppin'?
Oh, man, ain't nothing, man. Just over here breaking up this weed. DJ Hobo, who do you got? State Property, D-Block, what's up?
D-Block.
Oh, man.
Claro que yes. Claro que
taking notes. Okay, I see where this is going.
Block.
Let's step out, out of the East Coast zone for a little bit. Let's go all the way down to the West Coast. My man, Cool Breeze in the building. Follow me up the real Cool Breeze.
from Queens.
Cool Breeze, Queens representing the building. You already know, because Queens is the county, Jamaica is the place.
Yes.
Cool Breeze, what are you talking about? We got State Property. We're talking about the LOX. We're talking about State Property. We're talking about Beanie. We're talking about Freeway. Then we're talking about the D-Block with the LOX and J Hood. Who do you got, man? What's going on?
What's up, room? What's up, people? I'm gonna have to go with D-Block on this one. D-Block.
Well, there's no way to wrap this up in a better way than kicking it over to my man, 50 grand, Triple C in the building. Triple C, what's going on?
What's up?
I'm surprised you said what's up. I'm sorry you just answer off the bat. Like, yeah. D-Block, what's up? It's Triple C in the building. Like,
I got the Broad Street Bully.
Oh,
man.
I'm even mad at you. First of all, I don't think you can be mad at any crew that you're going to pick in any one of these.
Right, true. This is true.
Even though he's specifically picking it because of their leader, though. He's picking it because of being
he is the crew. He is the crew.
Oh, leader. Clear. Respectfully, he is the leader. Respect.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that one.
He is the leader of State Property. Who else is the leader of State Property?
I think Freeway's better than him.
Oh, no. We can talk about who's better.
Oh, it's getting controversial now.
We can talk about the inner turmoils of who's hot and who's not. But in all seriousness, do you guys remember back in the day the whole Cameron vice president fiasco?
Yes.
So the whole thing happened because, long story short, Bleak was semi-involved in this too. He just never delivered, right? So Bleak been trying to deliver artists to Rockefeller for years, and nobody gave a shit. He tried to bring GDK, nobody cared. Money Bags, nobody cared. He brought Casanova recently during this whole Rock Nation thing. That shit went nowhere. So, not the best A&R, in my opinion. But then you got Cameron, who brings on the Diplomats. So now he's got his own squad. He's got a whole, sort of elite people that look up to him, right?
Right.
Rockefeller loved Philly for some reason. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to say here.
I never understood that.
Signed any of those artists. He had no power in signing any of those guys. I've worked with all of them. None of them were directly influenced because of Beanie Sigel being involved. What ended up happening is your typical, think about the Game G-Unit situation. He was an Interscope artist, Aftermath artist. They said, fuck, let's put him on with G-Unit, right? they had all these Philly artists like, fuck it, we're just gonna put it on the Beanie, like state property. He's gonna be the president of this company, and that's where this VP thing came. So if you're the president of your company and you're under the umbrella of another company, now you're the VP of that particular company, right? So that's what Dame was trying to do. He was trying to give Beanie a vice president position for being in charge of state property, and Cam a VP position for being in charge of diplomats. Cam opened his mouth, went to the radio, live, ruined the whole thing for everybody. But Beanie was still the elder, the OG, and at the time, out of everybody in his crew, was the only one with an album out. And I think he at least had 2 albums out at that point.
Jules, real quick, should we mention who the members of State Property are?
Yeah, absolutely. So State Property consisted of, at that time, we're talking about Beanie Mac.
Beans.
Absolutely.
And beans.
Beanie Mac.
And more beans.
Man,
Wow.
This
We had Freeway, who was fire.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can have a whole thing about Freeway.
PD Crack.
No,
So
PD
you know,
Crack was
Sparks. Say again?
PD Crack was also dope.
PD Crack was the last member to join this. So his story was the reason I found out about everything that happened. So back in the day, I had to work that first State Property album, and I recognized everybody except this dude with glasses who was PD Crack, and he just looked intense. Like when you're like, so yeah, my name PD Crack. I'm like, oh shit, like okay, PD Crack. Like, doing my report of the event that I do, because my job was taking with the retail and all this kind of shit. And I remember the white people in my office like reading my report, going like, "Yo, tell me more about PD Crack." And go figure, Crack has a career, right? Like, and people, and like for any of those white people that were in my office that ever like remember that name, they were like, PD Crack. So anyway, Crack was not on the first State Property album.
Okay.
But he was involved with the promotion, so he was designated to have to go to all the locations that these guys had to, and it must have been frustrating for him to promote an album that he's not even. His image is not on. All of it is on. So we're talking about Beanie Mac, Freeway, Stino Sparks. We're talking about Christian Guns, which is Chris and Neef.
Chris and Neef, right?
And that was it at that time.
And before you,
PD Crack.
And give me 1 second. So, and PD Crack actually went on to do, I think it was an album or was it a mixtape with the Roots after that?
Well, he's from Philly, so he probably was associated somewhere. But
it wasn't an album, it was songs. It was
songs. Okay. But I think when he did songs with them, he didn't go by PD Crack, he went by PDC.
Yeah, he was going through what Uncle Murder was going through, specifically at Def Jam.
He changed the name. Right.
They're like, yo, this name is not going to work. So he went by PD for a while.
Right.
It didn't really translate. Again, the name alone, PD Crack, just stands out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I think garnered the attention. But his story, I remember something like, "Who are you?" And he was telling me like, "I just signed. Like I'm new. I'm like I'm part of the crew." And it was like, "Oh, okay." Like he just signed. Like okay, like what's going on? And I had everybody except Mac. So that promotion, they're all just telling you their life story. Like yeah, man. And the most interesting at that time was Freeway because it was like the 1-900 Hustler verse.
Right.
Listed.
Right.
Like who is that?
Right.
And it sounds like an animal. You know what I'm saying? And that's State Property, right? Who obviously, and this ain't no slight, we say respectfully. I mean, they've said it in their own rhymes. These are guys they grew up listening to the LOX because the LOX were out before them. And you got a group like the LOX who were, unfortunately at one point in time, the shiny suit bandits.
Not by their own doing.
Listen. By their own doing. Nobody put them pants on them. They put their own two pants on. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh man, okay.
Listen. Do what you do for your career. I get it. Nobody knocking them, but again, but they were out from that era. Just to give people an idea, they were out even before the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Which is respectively when most of the State Property guys showed up on the scene was prior to 2000s, except for Beans. Beans might have been like 99 maybe. Point being, you got Beans who steps on the scene, after the fact that, the LOX were going through their own turmoil, trying to get off of Bad Boy. They eventually end up going off the label, going to their home parent company, which was their management team at the time, Ruff Ryders, which was an Interscope home. They dropped the classic We Are the Streets, which is just retarded. It's so good. And again, they deliver for everybody that likes that kind of stuff. They even gave, sort of radio type of records like you know, Ride or Die Bitch produced by Timbaland and stuff like that, right? So they gave you a wide range of again, the dance floor and I'm not even gonna say like the Jeeps, I'm gonna say like trap houses before they were trap houses. Like whatever they was called, like that was a soundtrack for people from that kind of world.
Lots of gun bars. Lots of gun bars.
Lots of gun bars. Lots of I'm in the hood bars. Right? And people loved it. I mean, people absolutely loved it. I mean, their mixtape run was legendary before there was the legendary runs of like the G Units and the Dipsets. Respectfully, they just never did their own mixtape, which would have been groundbreaking if they did that first. But they were on every if you were a big time DJ, you had to have an appearance by one of the LOX, if not the LOX.
Right.
So with that being said, the LOX drop We Are the Streets. Ruff Ryders is on fire. DMX is running the world. They got Eve. They got Drag On. I mean, the Ruff Ryders clique is just insane, right? You got a situation where everybody kind of keeps pointing at Jadakiss, pulling the typical, you know, sort of Lauryn Hill, Justin Timberlake kind of vibe. You know, when's your solo album coming? You know what I'm saying? To the point where eventually we get the word that there's a Jadakiss solo album coming. And that changed everything. That changed the scope, I think, of how this battle even started. So again, respectfully, we're going to talk about State Property versus D Block, the mixtape series battle. This actually occurred. Again, we're just going to sort of recap. This one's not going to be so much question based as it is about let's talk about it. What are people's feelings on the subjects? Because again, this actually occurred. But again, I encourage anybody here or in the chat room, in the comment section, if you have questions, throw them at us. We'll be glad to talk about them and see about, you know, what popular opinion is kind of going on out there when it comes to these two crews. But long story short, I think overall, a good place to start is how did we get here? How did they get there?
Yeah, that's the question.
This domino effect of replies, you know, people being antagonists, you know, a lot of
greasy bars, a
lot of SMD, a lot of people introducing themselves, other men today.
Yeah, but what happened? Like, so how did it really get started? Like, did LOX have beef?
I think we all did a little bit of homework, and I think everybody's kind of puzzled as to how it really started. What I can say is that when this was all occurring back in the day, the rumor mill was the following, and we kind of talked about it off camera a little bit, but again, Jadakiss was poised to be the guy, right? A guy that can give you dance floor tracks, and again, you know, we're not gonna call it trap because it sounds different, but again, gun bars and
street music,
right? Straight spitter, no denying it. Top 5 dead or alive, probably even back then. So you got Jay, king of the world, king of the hip hop world, king of the music world, you know. King of Def Jam, he's the biggest thing at the time. He's huge. Pause. So you have a situation where, again, the Justin Timberlake of this very popular group that exists is about to go solo. And the streets are waiting for it. The mixtapes are loving it. Whatever shit he's putting out there, people are eating it up.
So the street talk is not what started it. Street talk.
Not yet. This is actually what I heard happen. Again, straight rumors. I don't know if it's actual or factual, but what ends up happening is they say they say they say that Jay was protecting his position, if you will. So we talked about this offline real quick, but like in the music game, you're chasing, especially hip hop, you're chasing the top spot. And you're either chasing that top spot or you are the top spot and you're protecting that spot. Like, I'm not budging from this fucking spot. And if there was ever anybody at the time that had a buzz and a potential with a debut album that was buzzing so hard to do and maybe bump Jigga off that pedestal, it was gonna be Jadakiss. And then there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that went behind that rumor. 2 incidents I could point out, which you may be familiar with, or just never paid attention to, were, again, Kiss was making his rounds. He's dropping freestyles. He's doing appearances, features, and I know I've talked about this with Scam before. I don't know if how you guys feel. I feel personally, Jadakiss is one of the best rappers in the game to do R&B features. I think he's a fucking
yeah.
He doesn't change.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Ghost. Like I'm not changing what I like.
Right.
Last shit, but it's gonna have some lovey-dovey shit in it. But it's gonna be
right. Some thug love.
Just some thug love. him and Tony, like they're good at that, and I still feel like Kiss is the best at it.
But you got to throw Keith Murray in there too.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. No.
No, you don't have to do that.
Name one.
Oh man,
one good R&B feature he did.
What are you talking about?
So Keith Murray never did a song with R. Kelly before?
Okay, he did. That song was fire too. What was it?
Yeah, it was fire.
I can't remember his verse for shit though. Like there's not a quotable in the air that I can remember.
Oh man, kid. I'm gonna get y'all up to speed later, but it's all right.
You look like a candy bar. You look like a movie star. You look like a candy bar. Get shot. I'm gonna get shot. They're gonna find me. They're gonna look for me. I already know.
Hey, it stings. But continue.
So what ends up happening, like I said, Jada's doing his rounds. He's doing his appearances, his features, his remixes, all this stuff, and in-house, he signed Interscope Records through Ruff Ryders, right? There's a R&B princess within the Interscope system that is on fire most times, and at the time might have already won a Grammy for her appearance on Lady Marmalade, which was Maya. So you got Maya coming out with an album.
Oh, okay. The Best of Me original.
Best of Me featuring Jadakiss. Video and all.
That's right.
And the song is fire. It's positioning Kiss again like this is for the ladies because your street bars is for the dudes. That's for the street. That's easy. Like this, like this is gonna get you the club play. Like girls and Kiss wasn't a bad looking dude. You know, they try to set him up proper. Like single comes out, the video comes out, 106, the whole shit. Fast forward a few weeks, Jay goes, "I want to do a remix." Was she gonna be like, no? Jay-Z, the biggest motherfucking rapper in the game, wants to do a remix to my yes. Then you have the Best of Me remix featuring Jay-Z.
So Jay-Z is like,
what did he say?
Jay-Z said I could do it better. That's what he
basically said that, right? So he takes the shine away from what could potentially be a very big single. It don't hurt Maya at all.
No.
Right.
Should I worry about Jadakiss? Jadakiss worried about Kiss, and he's like, what the fuck just happened here? Like, okay, whatever. Well, whatever. Life continues. Things behind the scenes are going on like that. Little subs here and there I hear about. Fast forward again. R. Kelly, respectfully at the time, was the man.
Right.
The biggest R&B star in the world.
Right.
I believe he already took a stab at making records with Jigga with the first. What was it called? Scan? Best of Both Worlds.
Best of Both Worlds, yeah.
Yeah.
Then Scandal, right? But the Scandal disappears and R. Kelly's fine again. Whatever. But Jay already worked with him. So then you got R. Kelly getting ready to drop this new album, and he comes out with a single called Fiesta. Featuring Jadakiss. I don't know if you guys even know about that because you already know. You already know who jumped and cut the throat of that remix.
Yeah. I was about to say, I know that.
I know that part. I didn't know Kiss was
After the show, it's the after party.
Right.
After party, it's the hotel lobby. After the lobby, it's probably Chris. And after the original,
it's the remix.
Probably this. Fiesta. Hey, what's up? Like,
damn, Jigga just slitting throats.
Again, cut the legs off a potential single.
Right.
My single. Again, Kells is like, I'm not going to stop. Mind you, the Scandal already happened. Urination. We ignored it, which we're all guilty of. I already went through my guilt trip of that years later when I watched the series going, I should knew about that and just stopped giving a fuck afterwards, right? I was stepping in the name of love a few years later. You know what I'm saying? But Hov goes, yo, let me get on that. On top of that, so for those that go, nah, when have you ever known Hov to jump on a record with a bunch of nobodies? Because do you remember who else is on that record?
No.
Boo and Gotti.
Yeah.
Who?
Right.
Who?
That was what's the name's artist? Wasn't they with Cash?
They were R. Kelly's artists at the time.
Okay.
Right.
They eventually ended up going to Cash Money.
Right.
But
wasn't Hov like dodging them dudes or something like that for a while?
I'm just saying, like, he would never do that.
Yeah.
He would never do that. Yeah. Like, I'll do Kel's, like, I'll do the shit with you. Yeah, but my man's on here. It's like, chill, bro, nah. And again, Jigga could do that.
That's why he went first.
Right.
But it was the bigger picture, is what
it is. Right.
Interesting.
And this all led to, like I said, again, rumors of who leaked the Kiss of Death. Because the album that we got was not the album that was leaked, for obvious reasons. This is during an era when streaming didn't exist. Physical copies were an actual thing people went out and got.
Right.
And your album leaked. Physical CD copies, CDRs, burns, right? Were all over the streets.
Yeah.
This happened to Nas with I Am, which is why we got that shitty I Am album. Because again, they feel the need to revamp and be like, it's in the streets. I got to change it up.
I got to change it. Yeah.
And Kiss did the same thing, and it just the first debut album, in my opinion, was good. And that's as far as I'll give it. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I agree.
And we expected greatness from him, but again, all these sabotage type moves.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which eventually led to these subs being thrown out there, and the subs were coming from Jadakiss at the time. So that's kind of where they say it started from. Trip.
I believe it. I believe it.
Again, what's Jigga's reasons for wanting to do that to Kiss? I mean, is anybody?
I would say
now that I tell you this, does it make you go, oh shit? Like,
no, well, you said it earlier. Like, he was hot. He was getting steam, and you said, the throne was being threatened.
It could have been that, but it's like I would look at it more so from a New York City's point of view, because Jada's from where are you from? Mount
YO?
No, YO.
YO, and from Yonkers. People don't know, and and he had a buzz all throughout the city, and sometimes maybe certain people's egos might get inflated. So it's like, you know what? I got to show these guys that I'm the man, I'm on top. Because remember, when Biggie died, it's sort of like Jay-Z kind of not took his slot, but he kind of pushed off in that position where Biggie was at. And, so if Jay was to be in that position, who are all these other guys trying to knock me off my throne? I have to have a good, strong run. So it could have been that. But Jadakiss is nice, man.
No, again,
he's still nice.
You're talking about, again, like the famous trio, right? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. That are like,
right.
Yep.
Right.
And there was, a what you mentioned, a position that was, not vacant. Because again, the world declared, like, Jigga, you the next king in New York, right? Like, you that guy. And he claimed it by doing the work. It wasn't different when it's like.
And remember when Biggie was around, he gave kind of Jadakiss that stamp, like, yo, you're gonna be the next thing.
I mean, he did the same for Jay too, though.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I literally remember interviews where they were like, "Who's your favorite rapper?" And he was like, "Jay-Z," and Jay-Z was nobody at the time. Nobody.
You really can't say that Jay-Z wasn't anybody, because it's been out since in the 80s. Yeah, people remember.
Like you're reaching right now. Like,
I mean,
so
you're not wrong.
I'm not
Hawaiian
Sophie. Wrong.
But
Hawaiian Sophie and be like, he was insane. Yo, the original Flavor shit. Oh my God, he killed it. Like, in my lifetime, Volume 1. Not even. What was the shit with the boat in St. Thomas? Was that In My Lifetime?
It's In My Lifetime.
No, that wasn't In My Lifetime.
No, I can't go for that. No, it's on something.
That was the same video, right? They split it. They split it, right?
Yeah.
people started caring like when the word Rockefeller was invented, which is basically like when he was appearing on. He did the same thing Kiss did. He was running around with Clark Kent. He's got a person he's running with, and he's getting on all these fucking R&B joints. Shy, Horace Brown. Do you remember these records?
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Fucking,
Yeah.
There was another. He was doing a bunch of R&B joints, and he was trying to get.
Horace Brown. Go ahead.
There's a few. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's trying to get his weight up, and getting ready to deliver his first fucking album, eventually, right? So like that role of like what even what Bree's talking about, knowing him for a little while, being like, no, this guy's legit. Like he's nice. He's actually kind of nice. Kiss was already doing that via the LOX, via Bad Boy. Like they already kind of proven via the mixtapes in that first LOX album, like I'm a spitter. Like I'm the star of the group, respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the King of New York going, no, I already got like my if I'm what's the word I'm looking for? My opposition is Nas. Like, I'm not time to be worried about fucking Jadakiss now. Which is what I also wanted to bring up. Is that a pawn move? Is that a chess move? Because Hov never got into beef.
Right.
He didn't get in that beef. He sent
the other.
I don't want to say his little men, but like
his minions. I'm
not gonna say that. I didn't say that.
Send his duns.
He sent the duns. You know what I'm saying? He said, actually, in all honesty, he sent the wolves. He sent the wolves. He was like, "Yo, go handle this shit." You know what I'm saying? And they did. And then
so he felt like
how do you feel about it? After hearing what I told you, how do y'all feel about that?
He felt like he was too good for it.
Now, I mean, you know what? Kind of touching on. I have to listen to what you were saying, Jules. It's kind of like, you know what? It's a man thing, right? If I'm next up and this is the position, and this is my competition, I gotta do what I gotta do. Plus, also being in this business, we know shit like this happens all the time, bro. Behind the scenes,
I feel like this is a total chess move. I think we're forgetting who we're talking about. We're talking about Sean Carter, the billionaire. Like this dude's a billionaire for a fucking reason. Like he is strategic in how he's cutting motherfuckers' throats. I think he said, if I battle Kiss or any of these motherfuckers, now we're even. Now it's like who's the best, and he's like, I'm not doing that.
And he could lose. He could have lost too because these bars were greasy.
He could lose, right? Because again, he's that nice. Because again, the Nas and Jigga thing, it was, like I said, I think we talked about in total, there might be 4 records, maybe 6, maybe 5 in total in that entire beef. And the majority of them are mixtape records, like the Eric B and Rakim freestyle that Nas rhymes over the Eric B for President beat, I think.
I believe so. I haven't heard in a while. I think so.
People know about again. So, but those records took a long time to come out. This is also a different era, right? Like, guys didn't have to come within 24 hours, but the styles. I mean, excuse me, the Kiss and or the D Block and State Property problem was addressed immediately and like consistently, and it made listening to mixtapes exciting for me again because it was like there's a new verse on a Big Mike mixtape, like maybe they're saying some shit about and sure enough they would have. They just constantly going at each other. I don't think. But I want to
know how it started. Like, did Jay say, "All right, Beans, did they cross paths? The D Blocking, did they cross paths before they said, all right, this is just studio stuff?"
My understanding. So check this out. Upon my research, I found the following. This was from a website called Medium.com, and it talks about their version of how, again, because they say the same thing here, like they don't understand where this beef started from, right? Because you even have a time and place when Beanie Sigel was literally saying he was a fan of the LOX, that he like grew up on the LOX. You know what I'm saying? Literally, the quote is, "Haters wondering how I got a position with the Rock because I listen to the LOX and I listen and watch." So like he was giving them their props. You know what I'm saying? Like people grew up on the LOX. I mean, I feel like the popularity of gun bar raps was kind of brought to the table via a LOX kind of vibe. Not the only ones, because there was plenty of other people too. But like LOX were notorious for that shit. Like you knew what to expect from the LOX. You know what I'm saying? But to answer Triple C, they say that again. This I'm reading from Medium.com. It says some believe Kiss was speaking to Jay-Z. Oh, wait, let me go back a little bit. There was always animosity between the two. Beanie and all three members of the LOX appeared together on Jay-Z's Reservoir Dogs in 1998. And the following year, Beanie was featured on Foxy Brown's 456, on which he gave props to Kiss and his crew, which was the quote I just gave. Haters wondering how I got a position with The Rock, because I listened to the LOX and I listen and watch. They had similar approaches. The Streetwise MC with a penchant for wordplay and shared many of the same fans. It wasn't long, however, until things changed. And this is when they talk about how maybe Kiss might have started throwing subs again because of these behind the scenes moves.
Oh, okay.
So it says some believe Kiss was speaking to Jay-Z about Beans on the LOX's We Are the Streets album. So again, we're talking about the We Are the Streets era. So that's like 99, right?
Right.
2000 maybe. And it says they think that Kiss was some believe Kiss was speaking on Jay-Z about Beans on the LOX's We Are the Streets album on the album cut called Blood Pressure. When he said, "How do you think your man hard when son on my dick? That's how he hit his ass body plus front of a brick." Could have been talking about Beanie. It could have been. I mean,
could have been.
But again, I think you start feeling. I mean, you have to look for something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause I don't. Again, that could be so vague. That's so vague. To finish up this little portion of how it started. Again, Medium.com. Finally, in August of 2001, the stakes were raised when Jada finally named names on his debut solo album, "Kiss the Game Goodbye." On the DMX featured, I don't know if you guys heard this. I sent out the
There
link.
we go again.
Oh yeah, because they made Beanie Max.
He went directly at Sigel, mentioning his first two albums, The Truth and The Reason, his previous nickname, Beanie Mac, and his Religion of Islam, all in a few bars. Shoot to kill, stomp niggas out, boot to grill. I'll give you a reason why I'm the truth for real. Niggas can't fuck with the Kiss. I mean that. Had to stop eating red meat because I ate too many Beanie Macs. I'm not one of them niggas. So righteous, don't make me send your ass to Allah quicker.
Yeah, spit.
Bars.
Vicious.
Yeah. Very deadly.
Pretty mean if you ask me. Pretty damn mean. What's your problem, Kiss? Literally the next line on that paragraph goes, "The beef was on." So, I agree. I think you can't say things like that, period, to a man, and not expect retaliation. You're definitely not saying it to a man like Beanie Sigel,
right?
And not expecting some sort of retaliation. Does anybody have a feeling about this on why?
Really?
Again, on is it? I mean, is he the first one to say something? Maybe, but. How do we feel? Is he defending himself?
Well,
Let me pose the question: was Kiss right for starting to throw subs?
I think he had to.
I mean, if the story is the way that you have given it to us, I would say yes. I mean, he threw shots at Puff.
Right.
I mean, he threw shots at Puff for.
Hold on, I see Philly in the chat room. I already know which way you're going. Let's talk about that. You're familiar, Beanie Mac, Sigel Street, Broad Street Bully. Was there anything that you heard you want to talk about in the chat room real quick? You want to admit that you heard at the time? Maybe like the Powerhouse show, which are you guys familiar with what I'm trying to get Philly to talk about?
Yeah. I heard that Kiss told that story. He said.
Yeah, basically, Philly has their own version of Summer Jam called Philly Jam. I don't know what it's called. Don't matter. I'm not from Philly. But shout out to Philly, though. But point being, Kiss is a star. He's huge at this time. And he is on fire in Philly doing this thing. He decides to drop a freestyle, little a-cappella joint, and he takes shots at Sigel. And Philadelphia wasn't feeling that shit. That typical shit that I hear about Philadelphia fans.
Yeah.
No.
Kiss tried to take a dump in his home.
Yeah, he tried to take it. You know what's funny is that there's a bar. I'm gonna paraphrase it that Kiss says it. When I was doing my homework, looking up all this shit, he goes, "Too much beans make you fart. Kiss shit on niggas. I'm real." So shit like that. I was like, I like that. Too much beans just makes you fart. He's like, Kiss is real. I shit on niggas. I was like,
I mean, it might also have been a place of frustration too, man. Like, you know, it reaches a point, you know what I mean, where you have to just get it out your system, get it off your chest, and you know, just listen. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know what I mean?
Is it David versus Goliath?
Nah.
His versus Jay-Z
At the time. At that time.
Yeah.
at the time.
And keep in mind, Rough Riders is fucking
Yeah, I
mad.
was about to say no, because to me they're both.
So then what's the power? Why was Jay able to do this? Why was Jay okay? Even if what I'm saying is not true, the rumors about like even like the remixes, for example,
Right.
it still happened though. You
Right.
can't tell me that someone wasn't like, especially like a DMY who run Rough Riders. They're like, nah, we good. You're not fucking up our promotion. Don't worry about it. Do you like? You can't tell me they didn't have a discussion about it because it led to all this. You know what I'm saying? So. Was it? What was it? Is Jay-Z really the Goliath at that time? We know he is now.
I think Jay is just more strategical. Jay is just way more strategical with stuff. That's the thing about Jay-Z, that if you listen to Jay-Z and watch his career over the years, you see that even one thing I've always admired about Jay-Z from just a production standpoint, he picks really good music and knows how to execute it. So for me, Jay-Z, he's a strategist. He knows, like, yo, you know what? Either I have to go first, or I got to send the wolves, or I have to do this, or I have to do that. He's a boss.
He's an architect.
But at some point, Scan, respectfully, at some point, you get to the end of the video game, you want to face the boss.
True.
Fuck, I gotta keep fighting. You know, the dude with fucking 4 arms in Mortal Kombat. Let me get to the boss.
But remember,
They squashed what happened.
but everybody doesn't get to that level, man.
Yo, okay. I'm asking you respectfully. You think Kiss didn't get to that level, or couldn't get to that level?
I'm not.
No,
Well,
he did.
listen,
This is not cannabis. This is not cannabis where we knew like this.
No.
He can't. He can't.
Here's the deal.
Kiss had
Here's the
formula.
deal.
Kiss knew how to make girl records.
Here's the deal.
Saying,
Yeah. But if you look at it, right?
Huh?
If you look at it and you look at the big picture, the grand scheme of everything, who do you think overall as a rapper will most people pick? Will they pick Jadakiss or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I would pick Jay-Z too, but let's be honest. It's Jadakiss album-wise, they're not super good.
No, they're not. I don't know not one good. Respectfully,
the lyrics
fully listenable.
The lyrics,
right? This is true,
but not the production.
This is true.
Yes, he
a lot of the greats go through this too. Nas, easily we can have that conversation as well. I mean, talking about Nas, and for me, respectfully, again, we could talk about Raekwon. Like, he had a string of shitty albums, in my opinion, where I was just like Lex Immobiliari, Lex Diamond.
Relax, hobo. Take it easy, hobo.
No, we talked about it. He was like, I think keep it real, bro. Keep it real. You agreed with me.
I saw
keep it real.
Okay. I saw hobo had a look. I saw it too.
He choked up a little bit, but I had to put
look to the side like this, mother.
Keep it real, hobo. No front on the EBR show.
Right.
All right.
The Lex Diamond experience was not good. The Immobiliarity was not good.
So we say that to say that your favorite rapper, who may be in your top 5, doesn't necessarily have to have a catalog of albums that put him in that position, but you should still be able to hold an argument on why you think that person should be in that top 5. We're talking about an artist, Jadakiss, who even named his last project top 5 Dead or Alive, and nobody had an issue with it. Nobody gave him like the like it was like,
wow.
You know, if you a New Yorker, if you one of them hardcore New Yorkers, like, you know, like I'm talking about a New Yorker, like, you know what I'm saying, and you're in your 30s or 40s, I feel like Kid's gonna be in your top 5, at least top 10, at least. He's gonna be there.
Yeah.
If you're, I could see that. I could see that.
I hold up, Philly's writing up a storm here.
Philly is dropping bombs.
Philly's getting steamed.
Game was getting clown behind the scenes and talked up these Philly bulls coming to the Rock, didn't materialize. And You should expand. Beans and State Property was on the scene yet. This was different MCs out of Philly. Philly Most Wanted. Philly Most Wanted. I remember them.
Yeah, I remember them. Yep.
I remember them
Please
too.
don't mind if I pursue.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Neptune. The Neptune did that one, right?
Wasn't Gilly with them dudes?
Gilly the
Major
Kid.
Figures.
Gilly the Kid, yeah.
Yeah, Gilly was with them dudes.
No,
Yeah.
he was. Gilly was part of Major Figures.
Maybe, okay,
No, right.
Major
Right.
Figures. You're right.
Right,
You're absolutely right.
Billy had five. Look, Ram Squad,
Ram Squad. Wow.
Major Figures, Philly's Most Wanted, State Property. Like Philly. I mean, we go back in the day. PSK. I mean, shit. Philly, DJ Cash Money, respectfully. Like, you know what I mean? Like Philly been like even from like a humble. What's Hamble and Guff? I mean, no.
Wasn't
I said it wrong.
Gamble and Huff.
Gamble.
Gamble and Huff.
I must be dyslexic. I put the two first letters backwards. Gamble and Huff. You know what I'm saying? So
wasn't
I think-
Schoolie D from Philly?
yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. So
And
again,
let's not get the Fresh Prince, man.
we're not gonna forget him, but no need to mention him. But
But no, also remember quietly last time we also discussed, like, I remember I was saying how New York and Philadelphia always had this long running beefs behind them going back. Like, who has the better DJ? Who has the better lyricist? That was always the thing Philly and New York
Philly
always
is
had.
real shit too. I mean, Philly just they didn't get that spotlight like New York.
Yeah.
But you know what's so crazy about Philly is it's smaller, but they always have stars coming out of Philly.
Yeah.
Always got stars.
Yeah.
Now, you look at DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, as Obo said, and it's even before that for like R&B singers like Jill Scott or little.
No, like I said, even down
Yeah.
down
DJ
from Gamble,
Ghetto, boy.
Yeah.
from Gamble and Huff down to we could talk about Boys to Men. We could talk about
Right. Yeah.
we could talk about
Cosmic
Hall and
Kev.
Oates. We could talk about Hall and Oates, like music, the musical history of Philadelphia.
It's large. It's large.
Yeah.
Yonkers, not until 90s, maybe let's say.
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige. Yeah.
The LOX,
Mhm.
DMX.
DMX, yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
Who else? That has to be somebody else.
Saying so, like
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
are the
Yeah.
musical history of Yonkers, and
True.
it's dope. It's a dope history to have because that's not a bad
Mhm.
history to fucking have. Like, yo, the LOX is from here. Like, oh,
Mhm.
hold on, because they respectfully. I mean, you could put it up against something along the lines of like being in the '80s and never hearing of any place in Los Angeles, and all of a sudden there's like Compton's Most Wanted.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? What?
Philly said Bon Jovi also.
Bon Jovi. Yeah.
Bon Jovi's from Jersey. What are you talking about?
Philly from Jersey.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Philly. They're from Jersey.
You know about Jersey? Let me think of a rock group that's from Philly. Well, first of all, the illest band in the world is from fucking
The
Philly.
Roots.
The Roots. Period.
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck. I will die on this hill.
Well, is it Hall and Oates from there too?
Yeah, I said earlier. I said Hall and
Yeah,
Oates.
he said Hall and Oates. Yeah.
I mean,
No.
again, the history of Philly and music is like
Yo, that label, Pop Art Records, that's Philadelphia.
pop art is. It is. The
Yeah.
youngster.
Yeah.
The youngster.
So in the D Block versus State Property situation, who was good outside of Beans, Petey Crack, and Freeway for State Property? Young Chris was decent.
Well, here's the thing. It's funny you say he's decent because in a world of internet forums and shit like that, Young Chris is a god.
Really?
What?
Young Chris is even, and I'm gonna stand on this one too. I kind of feel it. I kind of feel the argument, and maybe Philly in the chat room can attest to this.
Let's get to it.
People will tell you that when Young Chris joined the Rock, Hov's whole mannerism and flow mimicked that of Young Chris.
I heard that rumor.
I heard.
It's not a rumor. You can listen. When you listen to Young Chris, you think
Oh, wow.
he's imitating Hov. You think he's imitating Hov when you listen to Young Chris, and it's like,
Wow. Interesting.
I did hear that.
other way.
Interesting.
Chris was 16 years old. He was like on some like, first of all, Young Chris, shout out to Young Chris. I think he still runs with Wale to this day. Like, he's part of like that circle. Like, he's still very active. I think we need in Wale's circle. I think but he was 16 and he was like ahead of his fucking time. Again, I was researching, doing my homework for this battle, and I came across the Hot 97 Funk Flex, state prop freestyle joint. And it was really Rockefeller, because like I said, they had other members that weren't state property. And like, he goes in, man. He goes in. Like, he's 16 years old. That's why I keep saying, he's 16 years old. He's 16. And his whole flow is Jigga. The blueprint to me is all Young Chris. Like, I'm not saying he wrote anything from him, but his flow was all Young Chris. And again, I think Jigga just like anybody else at the time, like, let me examine what's kind of hot right now. This young right here is kind of hot. I could see, I like him. I'm signing him, right? Like, he's gonna be a star in my eyes. Like,
I'm gonna sign him to steal his style.
Basically,
let me
Music industry 101.
It's the cheapest way to do it. It's the cheapest way to do it. It's the cheapest way to do it. Hold on, let's see what Philly say. He said,
Music industry 101.
You gotta go.
He said, let me borrow that.
Look, Philly said he's telling Young Chris, like, well, Philly, you say that, but does that mean you like him?
Why don't you?
He definitely goes straight for a lot of people. Even Philly saying it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he goes straight for Wale at this point. But point being,
gotta be sure. Wale,
Chris, at that time, though, respectfully to what Hobo was kind of trying to say, he wasn't that guy yet. Not like you were looking in the room to be like, yo. Even I'm not gonna front. Bleak was nice. Like, Bleak just wasn't Jay-Z. That's the problem.
Yeah.
People don't give Bleak his prize. It's just that he's not Jay. But Bleak is nice. So, like, he sets off the whole Hot 97 joint, and, like, he does a good job of setting it off, I think. Like, nobody forced people to buy Memphis Bleak records. Memphis Bleak went gold on his own. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is true.
He's got 2 platinum albums and 1 gold album. I think at this time, he might have had 1 gold album, which I think was just the first album.
We were so hyped after that verse on Jay-Z's album, bro.
Can we talk real quick? Can we just segue to talk about Memphis Bleak for a second?
Yeah, Bleak's supposed to be Jay-Z's Tommy, and Beans is supposed to be Kanan.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
I mean,
You're
but
using the power reference. I saw what you did right there, Triple C.
see, Philly just said Jay snatched his whisper style from the jump. Yeah, that was like again another good example where you think Chris is probably imitating Jay.
Right.
The can't stop, won't stop, Rockefeller records. We get there. That's Jay. Like, that's
right.
Jay, but like, it's his. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But I think Bleak would have been someone to look at in that room, Hobo. Beanie for fucking Beanies. I don't think we're talking about Beanie Mac and I think we're talking a lot about Jada. Beans is a fucking beast.
Yes.
Beanie Mac
At that time, I don't know about today, respectfully, I don't mean no disrespect, but at that time, Beanie Sigel was
animal.
Straight.
Animal.
Nasty.
He wasn't good at the R&B joints. I remember him trying to do R&B, like feature, like guest appearances, like 112 Peaches and Cream and shit like that. And it was just like, you're just too fucking gutter for this shit. Like, you are not meant for this shit. Just stick to, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Beans is all Hennessy, no chaser.
Philly said Jay snatched Chris's style from the door. I agree. I've heard that argument. I did my homework, and it wasn't recently. I remember hearing like back then, going like, Again, people could say the same thing about Jay copying Nas's style because we remember how Jay first was rapping.
You was rhyming like Jazzo.
The triple C's, the cool breeze, the whole.
But he's still. But I mean,
and he was nice. No, he was sticking lyrics in there. Don't get me wrong.
But it was still nice.
It's all evolution. All evolution.
Yeah, evolution.
But here's the thing. But if you think about it, with Jay-Z, he can always switch up. He switched up his flow so many times.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what you can, so, I mean, but everybody does. The Madonnas of the world, the Rihannas of the world, Drake's of the world. I mean, Drake's version of it is actually, I feel like Drake's version is a little more sinister because it's like Cool Breeze got the I bagged the Shorty record. It's blowing up. I bagged the Shorty record by Cool Breeze. It's blowing up. Drake will go, that shit is hot. That shit is the new shit. Like, I don't even got a record like that. I can't even come out with a record like that because it's going to say I'm biting this motherfucker. I'm going to jump on this motherfucker's remix. I'm going to give him a remix. He didn't ask for it. I'm gonna give it to him. And him being so big, Cool Breeze gonna be like, nah, I don't want that. You're gonna take it, right? Because it's gonna further your career. Not knowing that almost everybody's record he's ever jumped on, we never heard from these fuckers again.
It's my record now, punk.
It's my shit now. It's my shit.
It's my record now.
Debo, that
My $200. You know what I'm saying? My $200. So like,
But it's
minus
my
the
record.
videos, like
What
every,
record?
every. You said what record?
That's well, you asked. And
Oh, I mean,
it's
son,
my record.
he's jumped on numerous
Debo-
records that
Debo
ended their
that
career. Fetty Wap, McCanan, whatever the fuck his name is.
Covers going up on a Tuesday.
He'll jump on it, make it JB Black Boy, all these, like, he'll jump on your record, make you fire, and then disappear. Little baby is actually breaking the spell. Little baby's breaking the spell.
He's kind of nice, bro.
No, that's what.
It's not
that's
a-
what you're saying. That's what Jay-Z did. That's
Yeah,
exactly what
Jay-Z
he
does
did.
that exactly. Like I said, it's not a comment.
Yeah.
I was talking about how Drake is kind of sinister by like just
Well,
jumping on your shit.
Billy said on the streets the rumors were true about Beans. Cass was really scared of him.
Yo, Beanie. I hung out with Beanie.
Yo,
on-
hold on. Ask Philly this joint. Philly, if you're listening, because I said something earlier and he said you don't know if that's true. Because I heard, and this may be the rumor, that Beanie Sigel ran up on Jadakiss with the heat. And then he was like, yo, let's just keep it to beat, let's just keep it to rhymes. And such, because it was something, I think it was like a basketball, a tournament or something like that. And they ran into each other. And then because Beans was about that action. I'm not saying Jada wasn't or not, but Beans was like, if it was a problem with the crew, he's fighting, bro.
I think Jada was with the action, but, and I mean this respectfully, but like where my boys at? You know what I'm saying? Like we about to like. Whereas I don't think Beans is waiting for anybody. I think Beans is like.
It's not.
I think Beans is type like I'm cutting like, and they're like, where the fuck, Jill beat like we gotta go keep up with him because he's about to set it off. Like I feel like
No, because it was something. What was the movie, man? Was it the Rockefeller movie when they were on tour or whatever?
no, that was MTV. That was an MTV thing.
No, it wasn't an MTV. It was something where
He's in the club and he's like,
yeah, and then he went to
MTV.
go fight the dude because the dude threw something, and then Jay jumped off the stage and grabbed him and brought him back on the stage.
I'm talking about something different.
Yeah, well, they were
in a club.
performing in the club, and I guess somebody in the crowd threw something at Beanie Sigel and I'm on the stage, and Beanie jumped off the stage in the crowd and went to go fight it, and the dude ran.
I mean,
And then Jay jumped off the stage and grabbed him
Beans
and
was
brought him
about that
back
life.
on the stage.
Beans was about that life. You could tell. Like I hung out with
Right.
him
Right.
during. He didn't even have an album out yet.
I know.
He asked me to help promote his shit. I was like, promote what? Like what? He was literally on the help me out, guys. The Jay-Z record, the first single off of Volume 3, the Rockefeller shit.
Yeah.
What's the name of that shit?
Oh, put your hands up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hands up. Yeah. Mac.
Mac come through on the
That was
club.
my joint, yeah.
That's all
They
I had
shot
to work
that-
with. I was like,
they
what am I
shot that
supposed
at
to
the
do?
time.
So I was begging people to come inside the stores to meet this guy. I was like, yo, you want to meet Beanie Mac? They're like, who? I was like, you know the song, Put Your Hands Up? They're like, yeah, the first guy. And like, some people cared, some people didn't. But like, upon meeting him, you know a real one when you meet a real one. Like,
Right.
I mean, I've dealt with a lot of artists, and it was just like, oh, you're an artist. Like, you get it. Sometimes you could peep an artistry about somebody. He was the first guy that I felt like, it's a real street motherfucker. Like he was a street guy that stumbled into rap. Like it's a real street
Right.
motherfucker.
Right.
There was nothing real like industry about him whatsoever. And he's got videos out of he's got that video out at that point, which is a smash in New York City at that point.
Yo, so according to Philly, Philly basically stated that Styles P, Sheek, and Beans were about that life. Kiss wanted to be strictly rap because none of them really had beef, all orchestrated by Jay. Beans is that dude.
Yeah, no question. The thing about it, like I said, it boils down to again to the crews, right? Like Rough Riders wasn't to be slept on.
Yeah, right. Of course.
I mean, Styles P is dope. Styles P is still dope.
Let's say I'm glad you brought that up, Hobo, because we're gonna talk about additional people that jumped into this beef. So again, we talked about how it's kind of Jadakiss. Now it's State Property versus
Yo,
P Block.
and I'm gonna say something too. Sheik Luch is an underrated rapper, man. I don't think he gets the prop that he's nice, man. Underrated.
Big Luke is very nice.
Underrated.
Yeah, he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
He don't get the
But-
respect. He's
but,
underrated,
you know, but
bro.
every crew got levels. Everybody got their top guy, you know.
So only to add on to what Philly said when you said Styles and about that, like Sheik's about that
Big
life.
Luke is about
Yeah.
that.
Like he about that life. Like he's not. He make more
Silverback.
money.
He's the
than rap.
silverback.
You know what I'm saying? He make more money doing this than rapping. Like I'm not playing. I'm serious. Like,
right. No, I know.
That's why he disappeared for so long. It's like y'all niggas can do that shit. Like it's a good front for me. Like I'm all
Sit
right.
and count these bricks.
Yeah, I'm counting his money.
Now he's pushing vitamins and juice bars.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yo, I
I want to add on to what Hobo said. So we're talking
Yeah.
about, like I said, other people that joined this. And like I said, now it's a Rockefeller, now it's a State Property versus D Block. So now you got J Hood involved. I feel like the Rough Rider side of things got more involved than, let's call it the State Property side, because I feel like State Property
Right.
is just them. But you had DMX jumping in. You had
Styles.
Styles got really fucking rude with it.
Yeah.
he got really rude.
You got
He was very flagrant and very
like
to the
he said everything that Kiss was probably wanting to say, but he was like, listen, like you supposed to be like, yeah, you Justin.
Yo.
Let me say that shit. Like, I'm one of the other guys in NSYNC. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me.
Beanie Sigel was saying some out of pocket stuff.
He was,
bro.
yo, man, there was a lot
Very out of pocket. Very out of pocket.
So
I was
There was a
like,
lot out of pocket. But
robbing
Styles
him for his wife.
Styles started getting the most, I think, like oh, you want to fight. Like I think like prior to that it was like, that's disrespectful, whatever, bitch, whatever. Fuck that nigga. Like, but then like, yo, suck my dick, you fat motherfucker. It was like, oh, he wants like to fight.
Yeah, he wanted
each other like, let's
He
fight.
wanted smoke.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yo, let's talk about it. Like, no, let's fight. You told me to suck your dick.
He wanted to smoke.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it got very, very disrespectful amongst many freestyles and mixtapes out there. Again, you got
It was bad, bro. It was like
DMX jumping in. Now
Yeah.
DMX jumped in, and again, almost a la Styles, because Styles went at Beanie too. But let's not forget Styles and X separately both went at Jigga.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because he's the instigator of this whole thing.
Right.
So how do we feel about that shit? So we talked about getting you're in the video game. You want to get to the main boss, and he keeps throwing these fucking, like, what is Jay scared of? I'm asking the room. What is Jay scared? I'm asking Philly in the chat room.
Again, I think it's strategy. Again, I think it's still strategy. Again, of just when you think about it like this, and how many times have we seen this where in any gangster flick or mafia movie, you always send as many goons or soldiers or lieutenants out to fight the fight for you.
Before you get your hands dirty.
Always send that out before anybody can get you.
What did Triple C just say? What did Triple C just say?
Before you get your hands dirty.
Before you get your hands, the boss eventually gets his hands dirty.
Right.
Jay, what's up? Jay got no opinion on this? What's going on? We're talking about a lot of his artists.
Right.
Let's call it 50% of the label, right? Because he had a whole like, we're like, yo, fuck this motherfucker. Fuck these dudes over here, la la la. And it's not like another like it's like so West Coast, like it's so like it was so like, yeah, we'll never see these dudes. Like, it was very it's East Coast. Like both labels are located in New York.
Right.
At the end of the day, like, so they're both under the Universal umbrella.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they both have superstar artists, flagship artists. Like I said, so you got one flagship artist again, DMX, who jumped in here and said, anybody remember that bar? The only reason I let you hold that crown is so I could shoot off your fucking head. So, you know, X was looking for the smoke, as they say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Looking for the smoke. Why didn't Jay give him the smoke? Jay is shit on certain people. Again, as you said, strategic. Let's even talk prior to Nas. The only thing I remember Jay really coming at people, and it was very subliminal.
Always subliminal, yeah.
Was Nas.
Right.
I don't know if you remember this guy named Mino. Not Mano, Mino.
Mino.
He was Dame Grease's artist. M-E-N-O.
M-E-E-M-E-N-O, something like that, right?
It was like a promo record we got out of Funk Flex.
I had no idea.
Say again?
No idea.
So it was a Harlem artist that was initially a Harlem World artist, like one of Mace's.
Ah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
So he would and Mace. He was subliminally going Mace all the fucking time. Like a lot. Like it was kind of funny the way he was going in.
I wasn't really catching it back then like that.
Oh man. Volume 1 and 2. Like anytime you think he's talking about someone slick, he's talking about Mace.
Oh shit.
When he's talking about like who's the best, he's talking about Nas. And when he was talking about who was the other stuff I said, it was Nas.
Nas, DMX.
No, he never subbed DMX. At least I don't think so. I don't know about that. He subbed Nas. He subbed fucking Mino. But Mino, he never said his name, but the record was clearly about him. Like it was like I forgot the name of that fucking record. And then years later,
Mobb Deep or Prodigy.
Years later, you got the 50 Cent. Who the fuck is 50 Cent? And then well, actually, was the Mobb Deep. So like I guess you could give him his prop, but I think he was also shitting on 50 because 50 wasn't that yet. This is the How to Rob 50. So it's like I want to say the only one he ever took two giants on was Mobb Deep and Nas.
Yeah, but Hov saw 50 Cents. He saw what he could do. So
no, I think he was just trying to shit on him. Yeah. He didn't. I think it backfired. I think he was like, "Who the fuck is 50 Cent?" And 50 was like,
But remember, 50 and Jay ran into each other Summer Jam in New York, and then Jay pulled 50 over to the side. It was like, "Look, man," because I guess they squashed the beef after, but then he went on with the song that he was dissing him, and 50 was like, "Yeah, whatever, it's cool, man." And then 50 was there at the Summer Jam. And but it's all like you said, marketing.
Again, let's call it 30,000 people in attendance. 50,000 people in attendance. Oh, who the fuck I am right now.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Philly
this wasn't a viral time. I mean, this was like, so like you're literally just leaving it at like the audience. But again, it got into the source magazines, all that kind of whatever the media was. It took a little while for it to get out, right? Unlike today, but that shit backfired on Jay. I think he was like this little peasant, like, and it was like.
I think Philly makes a good point here when he says, as good as Jay-Z is, he wasn't talked about enough. We're talking about when DMX was out, Biggie, Nas, Busta, Pac, Snoop and them. Was snatching headlines, so Jay made the calculated decision to go against everyone, but he didn't do anything but send them property bulls to the front line.
Hold on a minute. No. This is interesting. Philly, do you have a camera? Can you jump on right now?
Yeah, he needs to get on.
Like I was saying, like jump on. If you could jump on, let us know. We'll send you the thing, right?
Oh, you send me the link. Send me the link.
He's at work.
Oh, you're at work. If you're at work.
Oh, yeah.
Just say you're at work. It's all good. But we got to have you on one day. But okay, expand. Can you expand on what you were just saying?
What happened?
Who was the last one talking? It was over, right?
No, Scan.
Oh, Scan.
No, I was just repeating what Philly was mentioning behind everything.
Yeah, he was basically saying that Jay put the battery in their back.
Yeah, man, I really feel like again, and the concept, I think even kind of seeing even the more we talk about it, it's again, I get it. It's like only when the boss is by himself, when you catch him by himself, then he'll make that stand. Otherwise, he's gonna try to send out as many wolves and lieutenants to get in, so I don't have to do it. And that's part of, unfortunately, we can look at it from two different lenses, but that's part of what being a boss is sometimes.
Right. But I get so are we okay? So fair enough. I'll go with that. But do you respect that chess move? At the end of the day, if you're claiming to be the best, you got to start taking on the best. And I keep sabotaging my way up to challenge you.
Well, that's the thing. Well, see, but that's again, that goes to being with the strategy and how you look at it. You know, there's different ways to look at it. I get it where music-wise, you just want to do it head to head, but I don't know. I'm only speculating, right? We don't know if there's other money behind deals involved. We don't know if there's street money involved behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes to really say to make a good enough assessment to say, well, at some point Jay should make an appearance. All I can say is he just being strategic. I can't actually say why shouldn't he make the appearance to go out in front and say and just come out and say I'm the best.
I mean, I'm a Jay fan, you know. Right? We'd be lying if we said we're not. I don't respect it, dude. I don't respect it. Like if I'm, it's different if you're stumbling on your own. You know what I'm saying? Oh, your single wasn't that good. You had a better single. You know what I'm saying? First week album sales ain't that great. Better talk to the label. Like there's. I think I'm gonna get involved. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, stop that. Like, I have a problem with that.
I get it, and
I don't know
I
if
get
it's
it.
personal, but like, I just feel like that shit is. Again, it's the hip hop game, it's the hip hop industry specifically.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta protect your crowd. I get it. But at what point do we turn from, you know, the quote unquote version of analog to digital, right? So like, you know, at what point are we fighting with swords, pause, you know, and now all of a sudden someone's hiding in a tree with a fucking sniper gun killing me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what's the relation here? Like what are we talking about? So, you know, what's fair and what's not?
I mean, I feel like the grimy parts of this beef, right? Like the mixtape part of this beef. At that point, Jay wasn't rhyming on mixtapes, man. He wasn't.
He might have dropped on the occasional special big deal appearance.
Yeah, but not really. Not every week or every day or every other day.
No.
So I think it to what Philly said. He put the battery in their back, and it just snowballed because it went so.
Yo, can you send him the link?
Did already.
Oh, you did? Philly, jump on there, bro. Pause. I like I said, man, I just wouldn't have been great to see a Jadakiss and Jay-Z like
you know what? It's kind of like
he's
maybe
forever,
a random.
He's forever his little man.
But like maybe like a random example too, where it's kind of like, you know what? Think about the fight that happened last night with Mayweather versus the Paul dude. If I'm Mayweather, I don't have to take this fight. I don't have to.
Right.
I don't have to do this. If I do this, right, what do I stand to gain? What do I stand to lose? I don't have to do this. You know what I mean? So
Philly.
What up, Philly?
What's up?
So where you at?
Mike, check 1, 2.
He's muted. You got unmute yourself, son.
Yeah, unmute yourself.
We can't hear you, Philly.
There you go.
Yo, what about now?
Peace.
It's good.
What's good, Philly?
Hold on. My shit all fucked up. Hold on. What's up, my camera and shit?
It looks good. We hear you and see you now, so everything's good now.
What's up? Salute.
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Listen, we got a special guest in the building, my man Philly 2AZ, you know what I'm saying? So, originally from Philly, born and raised?
Born and raised, North Side all day.
There you go. So a valid opinion and on what we're talking about tonight. For those just joining us tonight, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes, Who Do You Got episode. We're talking about State Property versus D Block, the real life battle that actually happened. No make-believe what ifs around here. We're talking about the chess move that Jigga pulled on this whole situation, you know, sort of leaning back from the office chair with his tennis ball against the wall and letting Beanie Mac and the rest of the crew sort of step up in what would be considered sort of a battle that he might have allegedly started, you know, by pulling these sucker moves, stopping the growth of the young bull that was, you know, on the come up, which was undeniable. Again, he did his numbers, but he didn't get the shebang of that fucking album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Philly, you know, what's your feelings on this? Like, I guess I'm posing the question to say, like, you know, do you respect the, like, hey, I'm doing what I got to do to protect my crown move, and I will move these pieces as I have to, or are you like me saying, like, hey, man, but if you're the best, then
show and prove.
Then show me,
right?
Show me.
And then that's really what it is, and really, it depends on your school of thought. if you're going to say, because you're right, the very first thing you said was right. If you're going to say that I'm playing this game of chess, I'm moving these pieces, boom, 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 boom. That's exactly what the fuck he did. When I say
He did it well.
calculated,
He did it well.
100%. Now, this is the beef that Beanie and all them cats had. Now, mind you, I'm saying this, even though it's a third party, the sources that I got this from, as far as I'm concerned, could be trusted. You know what I mean? I wasn't in Hot 97. However, comma, I was on the block before they went to Hot 97 and on the block when they came back. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Some fools survive, people that I know that's down with the rock. Even before it was Rock Nation and Rock Familiar, when it was just, you know what I mean?
Black Friday?
Yeah. So, but I said all that to say, that was the beef with Beans and them. Because when I say these dudes was unpolished, Beans was on his way to a dog fighting joint when he met Jay. When I say street fools, they had no idea. None of these cats, none of them, even Freeway. He might have been the only one, but none of these cats wanted to be MCs. They were all talked into it by Jay.
Wow.
Jay signed Oskino himself.
Wow.
He didn't even rap. He was just part of the crew. He didn't even know if Oskino could rap.
Just like Biggie. Just like Biggie tried to do with the Junior Mafia. He just made them a click.
Exactly. Because what happened was, you have to understand now, like I said, this was sourced when they told me this is how the real shit started. This goes back to the JDMX battle. Cats in Jay's circle, specifically in Jay's circle, not everybody else talking, in Jay's circle, saying that DMX got him. He's been after DMX ever since.
At that battle.
Because of that battle. Because no one really, it goes either way. Some say
right.
Oh yeah, that's why.
The pool one
yeah.
the video.
And this is the battle that supposedly Big L
didn't want that come out.
Right. Because what they said was, all that. So Jay has always felt slighted at that ever since. And then when people in this camp told him, yo, DMX got you, you gotta do better, he's always been taking subliminal shots at DMX and the Rough Riders. Jay had.
So listen, this is news to me. It doesn't surprise me, but can you think of one off the top of your head or a particular song that you know? It doesn't have to be the quote,
no.
But like check that record out or something like that where it's like, yo, he's going at X and them dudes right there.
Nah, because like I said, when I heard he was doing that, it was all subliminal anyway. Because it was based off a battle that everybody not know about.
Right.
So only if it's one of them things, if you know type shit. Right. I don't know. I just know what they told me. Right. You know what I mean? So with that said, Jay was gathering his crews because he knew Bleak wasn't enough. He knew that the caliber MCs he had in his stable was not enough to tackle Rough Riders. Period. Dot. He knew.
This is what I'm saying. So you're saying it was perfect timing to a certain degree, or it was more strategic?
No. He had a stable MCs in Philly. That's why I know Jay. Like, I don't have him on speed dial, but Jay was in Philly, literally on the block. He used to fuck with my young bull's sister. I'm trying to tell you. He was already in Philly combing shit. He already had a stable of MCs in Philly. This is before State Prop.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Part of those MCs that he had was Philly's Most Wanted.
I heard a similar rumor to that. I heard he was like Philly's Most Wanted and Major Figures.
Major Figures, yup. That's why Gilly always talking about. Yeah, that's why Jay-Z, Gilly the Kid is always talking about Jay-Z, how he blackballed him. Because he was signing Major Figures and Major Figures, Philly's Most Wanted, and then there was another MC. I can't remember who that was. But he was signing all those cats to help him take over New York. That was Jay's thing. He was making these moves before State Prop. What happened was when Philly's Most Wanted, he had a falling out with Major Figures because part of Major Figures' crew, Major Figures was a group. but they was like Wu-Tang. They had individual MCs.
Right, right.
A couple of them MCs was signed to UN. That's when UN and Jay had beef.
Oh,
That's why Gilly and them fell apart.
oh,
Wow. Okay.
Then from beef with UN, but they were signed to UN's management back then, major figures in them. So that's why they fell apart. And then Jay blackballed Gilly, and then that's why he went the route of. Go ahead.
So Philly. So quick question. So if those artists were signed to UN, was this around the same time that Cameron was doing with them, or was that situation with Cameron before some of the guys from Philly were signed to UN?
Was that
This was around the time when Jay had stabbed UN about his shit.
Okay, gotcha. But I think Cameron was had UN as his manager, or he was signed to his label around that time.
I think so too. I'm just not, you know what I mean? I don't know.
It's the year.
Right.
He was signed to Entertainment, but then by the time this was happening, he was already just stuck on Epic with Entertainment being dropped.
Gotcha.
Okay.
He was going like in his story, in his timeline of the story, it's like, I hate being here, and he keep bringing goons to the office to try to get off the label. To eventually go to Rockefeller, which eventually so Philly or anybody else in the room, so during this State Prop D Block beef, was Cam already on board?
No.
Okay.
This is before Cam and them. So then when the major figures and Rockefeller signing fell through because of the UN situation, right. Philly's Most Wanted was his go-to. That was his horse in the race. Beans is friends with one of the members of Philly's Most Wanted. Like that's his man. Beans is on his way to a dog fighting thing.
They're the same management. They're the same management.
Right. Black Hand and Black Friday and
Black Hand, yeah, that's Atlantic. They're on Atlantic Records.
They were on Atlantic. Yeah, he got them a separate deal.
So when the bull called, Beans said, "Yo, take this ride with me up to New York. We going to sign with Jay." Beans went with him, thinking it was something else. He's there. Jay got all his people in there that he signed in the Rockefeller to go at Rough Riders in them. Beans is in there. He's a bully. You have to understand, the stories about Beans is true. I knew the cat before all this shit. This nigga he's nuts. Word of mouth. Period. So moving on, he goes with him, but he's going with him as muscle. He ain't going with him to rap nothing. Right. He's going with just on some Philly shit. You going to New York? You're going to need some heat. Let me go. So he goes with him because that's his man from Philly Most Wanted. They go up there. Jay's having like this round table battle because he's trying to sign these Philly MCs that can go at Rockefeller, that can go at that's another group he was going at. Flip Mode. Like Jay's trying to take it to everybody because nobody's really talking about Jay at this time. Eminem is dropping, Busta's dropping, DMX is dropping, Snoop is doing numbers. Everybody's doing numbers but Jay. But Jay is hot. Everybody's talking about Jay, but nobody's talking about Jay. That makes sense.
Right.
Everybody's talking about Jay, but nobody's talking about Jay. They talking about everybody else. So Jay is trying to get in. So he's trying to build up his stables. Long story long, they got this round table. Jay got everybody rapping. Bean is not liking the energy. He's not liking the energy at these New York niggas coming at Philly MCs like, what? Yeah, and then he's looking at the Philly MCs getting on them like, yo, y'all ain't gonna say shit. No. Bean takes over the whole June. That's how he met Jay.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Just on some, I'm up here on some other shit. Wait a minute, I don't like the energy. So he goes in. He goes in. Fucks everybody up.
Wow.
To the point where Jay doesn't even sign Philly's Most Wanted.
Damn.
Philly's Most Wanted never got signed to Rockefeller.
Right.
And they were specifically up before that. All right, you fast forward that. Jay know what he got. Now, he don't have a crew yet. State Prop is still not known yet. It's just Beans. Jay runs his mouth. Jay's telling everybody how he got this young gun. He killing everybody. That starts machismo and that ego pride shit and the LOX and everybody else. So they got beef with Beans before they even know who Beans is. Beans is not even an MC yet. But that's all on the muscle of Jay talking Beans up because you got to understand, Beans just destroyed this whole room. Beans came in on some Allen Iverson shit. He was just different.
Mm.
And he fucked everybody up that Jay handpicked. Jay handpicked all these MCs in this meeting. Beans fucked every single last one of them up, to include Philly's Most Wanted. Fuck everybody up. Beans signs that motherfucker on the spot.
Why would
fast forward, he's back down in Philly gathering a crew. Because you understand, State Prop don't know nobody. They don't know each other.
Right, I heard about that.
Yeah. Let's
Young
put
Gun
together.
is in
Let's put together.
Nighttown. Motherfucking Petey is in the danger zone. Freeway is in jail somewhere. Oskino is in jail somewhere. Nobody know each other, but everybody knows somebody that knows somebody. That's how it really came apart.
Right.
It's like I'm talking matter of factly, because I know Young Chris and them. You know what I mean? So it's like if Beans knows my man, he give me like, yo, I got some young boys, and everybody just put everybody on.
Yeah.
So they meet.
So the best of Philly kind of came together for State Property.
100%. But Jay put that together. I think Dame gave him the name. I think Dame and Beans collaborated on the name State Property, because Beans was about to go to court. Freeway is either in or just getting out. Oskino was in. Like, only people really that's not in jail right now is the young boys. That's Young Chris and Neef Buck.
He went to jail too, I think, right?
Huh?
I think Neef went to jail though, didn't he?
Well, that's later, but at that time when they were like 16 and 17. So when I say they street dudes, they was literally seesawing. They in the business and out the business because they was never MCs ever. Jay got them just as fucking junkyard dogs. Just solely. That's why their career never went nowhere. That's why Jay really never put no, you know what I mean? He never put nothing in them, and that's what their beef was always about. Jay got us, we was loyal, we front line for him, and now he act like he don't know us. Because they're polished. They don't know nothing about the business. Jay got them motherfuckers together just solely to go at the LOX in him.
So he just wanted some wolves. He went and got some wolves.
That's all he did. Yep, that's exactly what he did.
He's went and got some wolves.
That's exactly what he did.
And he fed the wolves.
All them motherfuckers with
him. He kept them happy about feeding the wolves. Feed the wolves. Yep. And then look at this wolf that I found. He's gonna be in charge of y'all. I'm assuming it's Beanie Man, like, because Beanie Sigel, I'm telling you, was like in charge of State Property. That's the way I remember it.
Yes.
Like, he's the president of this company.
Right.
And the narrative was like, I handpicked all these niggas for Philly, and I knew it wasn't that.
Right.
And like, and Philly's confirming this right now. They didn't even fucking know each other at the time. But he didn't keep the wolves happy at the end of the day.
Bingo. Not only did he not give him happy,
and then he was stealing.
Bingo.
He took Young Chris's style. I'm telling you, he did.
And so he pretty much did it, did he?
I heard that Emilio wrote the fucking hook for I Just Want to Love.
Yes. I want
he's actually on the listen. He's actually on the hook. Like, he's literally on the hook, but it don't say feature him. That could have changed his whole direction.
True.
Let me tell you how foul.
Could have been like, but he's like, no, me and the Neptunes.
Hold on.
Let me tell you how foul Jay is. Now, mind you, I'm getting it from my Philly sources. So, you know, there's always one side, the other side, and then the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
My man Sparks, Emilio Sparks, he wrote the hook. Actually, he wrote the song. Jay only gave him credit for writing the hook, but he wrote the whole song. Jay wrote his own verses, but the boy wrote the song. And they kept his hook from the song. He wasn't on it originally.
Right, I heard he was writing.
UGK told Jay that's some foul shit, and that's how he got on.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Someone outside of Rockefeller that told me, yo, that's his joint. You're not even gonna put him on it.
Right.
Then he had a second thought and then put him on a hook. Didn't even give him a verse on his own song though. That was his song.
Well,
Jay was supposed to have a verse on that song. Jay
I mean, was it really his song? Like, I mean, we are talking about it was a Neptune's beat at the end of the day. So like, that song was never going to be his because he doesn't have the budget to afford it. They have the budget.
I'm not talking about the finished track. Okay. I'm talking the song was his. It was going to be on their album. Jay heard it, made a verse, and then took the song.
He did it again.
Dang, I had no album anyway. Fuck it, let me do it.
Right. He took the song.
Put your shit out anyway.
Boom. Instead of putting them on the song, he went to UGK, and I don't know how O'Melia got there. I don't know if he was there. Something, I don't know if Jay wasn't there, but because it was Emilio's song, he did Jay part because it was a conflict between UGK and Jay. For some reason, I forgot why, but Emilio was just happened to be there. And when it came out that that was his song, or he had penned that part. Now, I'm not saying pen and Jay verse. I'm not saying ghostwriting.
Right.
But he penned the song. That was his song that was going to be on his album eventually, if it ever came out. Then when they went in the studio and did it, and they noticed that the boy that they met wasn't on the song, talked to Jay about it, told Jay, yo, that's kind of messed up. Now he's on the hook for the song that goes public.
He's on the hook. But they don't even, like I said, doesn't even say featuring him or anything. And then
Right.
he's lucky he's even in the video, which you'd think he'd have the opportunity to sort of perform the hook. Right?
Because it came after the fact. It came, the song is done, because that
I'm
went
just
back
talking from a video,
to
from a video standpoint, like let him, we're all pretending. Well, if you're on the song, you're pretending you're mouthing the words to the song, right? It's like,
Right.
He did the hook. There's not a single shot in it. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's a single shot of him. He's in the video. I remember him being clearly in the video, but there's not a clear shot of him going, give me that smart, that gushy
I
stuff.
think
Like,
it's one time. I think he got a brown shirt on.
at least he got one. Damn.
Yeah, right. But that came after the fact. That came editing after UGK said something, because the song was already done with UGK on it. And O'Dillio's not on it. This is the re-release.
That record had UGK on it originally?
Nah. He's on it right before the video, when it was re-released.
Wait, but who was originally on the record? It was Emilio. Are you saying UGK was on there as well?
I think it's UGK, right? Or is it Bun B? Yeah, Bun B in them, right?
Wait, are we talking about Big Pimpin'?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm talking. You know what? Because he wrote both of them.
Oh, wow.
My bad.
Hey.
Emilio wrote both of those for his shit, and Jay-Z took it.
Oh.
And then you got the one joint with UGK, and then the other one I'm talking about. So you're right, Jules. He wasn't in that video. He was in the other video. And that's why he was in the video, because he wasn't
I don't remember him in Big Pimpin' at all, but
I just remember Gloria Vela as a big fan.
in the other, but like I don't feel like he gets his chance to like give me that speak.
I don't blame you, Hobo.
Either way, he ain't doing that. You're right. Either way, he ain't doing that. He wasn't able to get off.
All I remember,
Dude, much respect to his business sense of things, I guess. But like he's a foul dude. I'm sorry. Like he's just foul. Like even the way he cut out Dame and Biggs from like this the whole Rockefeller legacy, the way it's going down now, and like
yeah, he did a lot of foul shit, man. I was like, God damn. And if I wasn't so close to the parties that was involved, because I started looking at him sideways at that point. But it was only knowledge that I had. There's nothing that he did publicly. So it's only, like you said, if you know, you know type of shit. You know what I mean? Well, but yeah, he did a lot of cats dirty, man. A lot.
All right, so let's take it back to the original question between D Block and State Prop. So who was the bigger? Who's bigger?
Triple C. I like the way you took charge right now. Appreciate it.
Nah,
I see a big future for you in hosting, my man.
I saw a time check.
Because we don't have that, so we don't have that much time. So let me answer that question first, and then we'll just run through the group.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap it up. So Philly, obviously, I think we know where we stand. I think you're going, with State Property on this one, I assume, right?
Right. D Block has better longevity. They have better longevity. But the run that State Prop had with the
we're just talking about the beef. Just literally the beef, the mixtape beef that ran from course in 2001 to 2001, I think it was what it was. But in the course of that beef, you're saying you have State Property.
Well, see, it's kind of hard, to be honest, it's kind of hard to judge both crews on the beef, because even though everyone got involved, you got to remember, no one really had beef. So I thought the beef between the crews was kind of weak. It was really when Beans and the LOX was going at it. When you talk about the crews as D Block and State Prop, that was kind of weak, because J Hood really didn't have nothing invested in it.
Right.
No one really had anything vested in it, because no one had beef. Actually, everyone on the LOX everyone on State Prop loved the LOX. So no one really had beef. This was orchestrated by Jay, so we played our part. And I say we being from Philly, but they played their part. You know what I mean? So, but there was never beef. When you talk about just the beef aspect of it, you really can only go Beans because he's the only one that really truly frontline. Everyone
It's really,
else Jordan and back
It's
Beans.
really Beans.
But
Yeah, it's Beans and Jada.
single, huh?
It's only Beans and Jada, the two captains.
Well,
the two
nah,
captains.
Beans single-handedly went at all three members of the LOX.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
But it wasn't really State Prop and the LOX. It was really Beans and the LOX.
Yeah.
State Prop really just backed Beans.
Okay.
Yeah,
But there's an entire freeway.
That's
There's an
right.
entire freeway record of him going at like Nas, which is really weird.
Which is weird. That's weird as hell.
And
Well, you gotta remember, like I said, Jay-Z got all these wolves to go at everybody. It was
oh, no, we
not-
know why it happened. It was just we're just saying like freeway is by no means like let's just call it. Like I didn't know what was going on. He's very much involved. Like he was very much like aware of the temperature of the water. And again, it's a loyalty thing. You know, I'm with that.
100%.
This is where I'm at right now. They're paying the bills and
100%. And that's exactly what it was. Yep.
I mean, so just
So sound like a draw. Sound like a draw. Then.
Well, yeah, when you do it like that, it's a draw. But when I was going off the question when I was going about the cruise, because if you do the beef, I only take Beans versus the LOX, and I call it a draw. If we go cruise, I go with State Prop because they had a run. I mean, between the movies, the clothing, the shoes, just running with Rock, the run that they had compared to the LOX, I don't think it's close.
Oh shit.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm not
So,
talking
yeah.
about longevity. I'm not because the
Hold
LOX
on.
is clearly.
I'm just gonna say some funny shit. Philly, I love you, bro, but those State Property shoes was ass.
They're broke ass.
In a positive light, bro. Them shits was terrible.
Yo,
I'm not
Philly.
saying that.
That's an L.
I'm not saying that, but there's no D Block shoes.
Oh.
True.
Can I say something real quick?
Property had, including the shoes, no matter how whack they were. The shoes, the clothing line, the movies, the tours.
Right.
Son, the
That's
state property shit was kind of cool because they didn't advertise it, like you had to kind of know, but
With the pockets, the extra
you would have
pockets.
that stash, stash
Yeah.
pockets to hide drugs, like in case you get.
100%.
I wasn't trying to hide drugs, so I don't know.
That's your problem, hobo. You over here just.
I mean, it wasn't, sorry. I didn't know it touched the inner
You got the
thumb
boxers?
nerve. My
You
bad.
got the boxers that had a little stash spot in the box for like a little 20 bag of bud. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so fair enough. So we're gonna go around the room real quick. So Philly's obviously going with state property in terms of cruise. Triple C, how you feeling? Where we going with this?
I told you from the beginning, the Broad Street Bully.
The Broad Street Bully. So
The Broad
you're
Street.
staying with state property. I feel you. Let's just keep it moving. DJ Hobo, how you feeling out here?
Man, Philly brings up a good point in saying that it was pretty much Beanie on at the rest of them. However, crew-wise, I'm gonna say D Block for sure. And in that battle,
Can't be both of them.
it can be both.
Can't be
You
both.
better not
Pick one.
keep on.
Pick one.
I'm still going D Block, man.
Oh shit.
Mm.
D Block. Okay, so it's we're on the board here, ladies, and we're gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. DJ Scandalous, where you at with it? What are you thinking?
Yo, man, Philly made some great points with everything, man. He made some really good points with everything. And I mean, overall, it's something to consider. Now that we have a good backdrop, good backstory,
Yeah.
man. But I'm gonna stick with D Block, man, because I think overall, the overall, I'm gonna go with D Block.
Okay, it's been noted. Cool breeze, West
What
Coast
up, what up?
with your Queen shirt on.
Yes, sir.
Neither one of these guys mean, in terms of the destination, anything to you. So you're neutral in your choice.
Yeah.
How you feeling? State property versus D Block. Who do you got?
I'm gonna say Philly definitely gave some good insight to what was going on. Very, very close neck and neck, but Philly did touch on something with D Block. They still have. Oh, whoa! Pause. Whoa. He didn't touch it. He touched on the point. Oh, sorry. Pause again. Not the point, but
You caught yourself. I like that. Go ahead.
to bring it back home, I would say I'm gonna have to go with D Block because of the longevity, because they're still putting out albums. And people are still just off of that alone, man. Just off of that alone. But it was close though. I can't hate on State Property, man, because
I mean, Philly make great points, man. There was no D Block movie, you know.
Right.
So, I mean, great points.
There was no ugly sneaker. They didn't have one. So you know.
Right. And I feel like, but I do feel like being like really
is that dude.
Yeah, but he in this beef, in this mixtape beef, he really like stepped up the aggression. Like from the first time he said something.
But yo, something too I always thought about, and Philly kind of makes a good point to it. Why I always thought about it, because I always wondered why Jay never put on more cats from New York on. I never understood it.
Yo, he tried. They were just like, I don't know what it. You know what it is? I think it's another chess move, like you were talking about earlier. Like,
yeah,
it have to be like Brooklyn. He can't just be like, you can't bring in a Queens dude. You can't bring in a Bronx dude. He's got to bring in a Brooklyn dude.
Mm.
And I'm glad you said that, because you're right. Because my connection said that everyone at that round table, he said it might have been 2 dudes in there that wasn't from Brooklyn. He said like one dude was like from Manhattan and maybe somebody else from Harlem, but there was no Queens dudes in there. He had major beef with Nas at the time. I mean, he said there was 0 Queens dudes.
Wow.
Jay-Z's roster, period.
I believe
no Queens was on Rockefeller before Def Jam. I don't know what happened after Def Jam, but that whole Philly run, when he was going back and forth to Philly, he was getting out of New York because for some reason he couldn't put the cats he put on wasn't good enough.
What about false money? What about false money?
So it's a contractual thing. See, it's back to like what you hear about Jay-Z being sort of like fucked up, and like he just was like, "Here's a contract," and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, this is Sauce Money shit. And I believe he did a podcast interview with
Sauce Money.
He did it. Sauce Money did an interview with like MREC, and he talked about like the contract was like get out of here, like you're my man, like what kind of shitty ass contract is this? Like that's what it is. Like we don't we don't need you. Like, but if you want to come along, like you're more than welcome to. Like he did the same thing with Jaz-O. He gave Jaz-O a really standard ass contract. They were like, the fuck is this? Like and that was his business stance. Again, he was able to do that to Bleak because Bleak was a fucking child.
Right.
And it stayed local. And it's nice. But like what I was saying earlier, I don't know if Philly was hearing me when I said this earlier. He's always tried to get his get low shit off the ground. He brought whack shit to the table. GDK, no disrespect, was actually he brought in doing the research for tonight's episode. Like I watched the High 97 shit, and there was a guy in there called 80 Moneybags who set off a whole domino effect in like the underground beef world because of his name being that of E-Moneybags. There's a whole story about E-Moneybags calling Hot 97 that night going, because E-Moneybags went to high school with Jay-Z.
Right.
And E-Moneybags was like about that life. And
E-Moneybags is about that life.
He was like, Jay got a rapper with my name? He said, get me on the phone. This is when Prodigy, this is another reason he took a shot at Prodigy, because he feels like he put E-Money back on his neck. Over that. And now here's the thing. I say all that to say, I watched H-Moneybags today. Not only was it not impressive, he kept fucking up too. And like that High 97 battle was like a hard, like it was like a very big deal at the time. And like he came and just was like horny. So like I don't think he wanted to fight him. Leak was great at playing his position. Like, great. I even call his position like the next Leak position. In terms of like, you're the star, you need someone that's gonna like be your hype man, and we'll give him a career too. But like, you're always gonna be number 2. You get that, right? Like,
right.
You understand that. Like some people don't even want that. Like a Spliff star. Like Spliff can easily. I don't know why he doesn't want to like pursue more his solo career, but he's good at just being like the hype man. Rampage wasn't with that. Ram was trying to be an artist.
Right.
Let me try to do my own thing. But everybody has their own whatever. But I say that to say it's been another episode of Who Do You Got? Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. We do this every Monday night, starting live Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Follow us on Eats, Beats, and Rhymes on Twitch, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes on Instagram. Follow everybody in the room. follow us on Instagram, show us some love, throw us those likes, leave some comments, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're basically gotten down to nitty gritty of this. We see, based on the answers of tonight's questions, and not even questions so much as conversation, it looks like we have a winner tonight. When it comes down to another EBR episode of D Block versus State Property, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have a winner tonight, and the winner is State Property.
Really,
Jules? Okay.
Wow.
Hey, I don't get to vote, but I this is not a favoritism thing because like I love both. Like I said, I don't know who I like more. If you can talk about Beanie or Jada when it comes to especially albums at that time, but I might have went with more Beanie at that time because his albums were better.
Sending the QAnon people to Queens. I need to tally those votes.
I'm curious to see what the votes would have been like if Philly wasn't on, because it was like this was gonna be split. And again, another situation where I did not have a tiebreaker kind of situation. Just based on the overall climate of the room once we were on it at the end, it sounds like everybody was kind of going for State Property. Again, respectfully, this already happened. Gladfully, both crews are alive and well.
Indeed.
Happy in life and have squashed everything. I've seen pictures of Jada and Beanie together. It looks like everything's all good. It sounds like Beanie's getting better. He had an incident where he got, I think, shot again and lost a lung.
Yeah, lost a lung.
Caused him to not be able to speak properly. Philly, you have any 2 cents on that? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're on mute.
How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, he wasn't even a target. He caught a stray.
Damn.
When he got shot in Jersey in front of his house. It was, young boys. They just throw them things, and then he got caught. He got caught with one. Because I think he was out. Actually, I think, if memory serves me, I think he was trying to calm him down. You know what I mean? Like, come on, young boys, take that from around here. That type shit. Caught a stray.
I mean, listen, Beanie Sigel, I don't think gets the flowers that he deserves. His span was really short though, and that's like another reason for it. I think it was something like a 2-year span. Believe it or not, all this.
Oh, it was damaging.
He went to jail in the course of his career a lot of times. Like, wasn't even around for the release of his third album, which is actually really dope, by the way. The Reasoning.
Right.
The Reasoning. But again, check everybody's catalog out. It's all good. It's in the past. If those who never knew about the beef, look it up on the internet. Maybe one day we'll put up a YouTube channel. I'll throw it in the link. I'll throw it in the description. So, in the future, it'll be in the description. A cool ass link. Chickenmedium.com. Shout out to that. He had a dope little article on it. Again, to everybody in the room for joining, for all the people out there for hopefully watching, and we do this every Monday, like I said, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Another episode of Who Do You Got? To my bros in the room. Thank you very much. As always, it's been fun. And we'll talk soon. Peace.
Peace.
Eats, beats, and rhymes. Eats.